People say I'm a maniac. Well, you tackled Africa on, what was it?
Well, I did it on my sort of much modified old 1951 Harley Davidson.
Equally out of place for the terrains they found themselves in.
Yeah. I think we're kindred spirits, Bruce. I kind of wanted to do open garage door ride to Cape Town. And that was always a dream from a young boy. Unfortunately, Ebola hit on the west side. And getting into Egypt, there was just doors shutting because of the Syrian war. It was just getting more and more challenging. And I was just, whatever I did, it just seemed to be a door closing. At the time, it felt like I cheated. And I did feel quite kind of annoyed. It's like, bugger, I couldn't do anything about it, but it just cheated. Consequently, by the end of the journey, I was so glad I'd spent the 6 months down there. That was the short answer, Bruce.
That is the shortest I think I've ever heard you talk about your trip. Oh man, it's brilliant. Like trying to watch you get your presentation, your talk crammed into like a 45-minute slot.
The first time I did it, again, long story short, I ended up going out to South Africa to do my first presentation after the trip, 6 months after the trip. And I had no idea, absolutely no idea. I turned up, it was an Horizons event, first one in Africa. They said, have you got your presentation ready? I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I said, well, yeah, I got photos on a stick. I don't even know what a stick was at that time, And I said, hours presentation. How many photos you got? I said, 280. Is it on whatever you put it on?
PowerPoint.
Keynote now, PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Oh, what's PowerPoint? I'm a milkman, I don't understand this kind of thing. I did think of doing mojitos for this evening, just for, sort of posterity, but I get a bit shouty and I'll rabbit on even more than I would normally.
I get a bit shouty.
And we pulled into a garage in it. We test drive in it, and we pulled into a garage, and a bunch of old people in a motorhome, like older than me, sort of came over and chatted about motorhomes to us. And I just went, this isn't the world I really want to be in at all. We took it to Winter Overland, and the first sort of do we had in it was when the bar shut. Half a dozen of us ended up back at the Mog. And when you were shit-faced, you got up and just whacked your head on it and smashed it all over the floor. Oh, no. Yes, I don't know what time.
I don't recall that, Your Honour. I'm sorry.
Yes, I remember. Yes, I've had that a while. So yes, Bruce sort of christened it.
Awkward.
I still can't watch it. That, and if you want to go back further, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was the other thing which blew my head.
Which one? The child catcher.
Yeah, I used to have to go and sit in the foyer, and that's a bit embarrassing when you're 18. They gave me free sweets.
You don't need to go around the world to have an adventure. Just do something out of your norm.
You don't need to go around the world to have an adventure. My answer to that was, no, you just need a shit motorbike. Motorbike, the next town is an adventure. I mean, I've watched your Goldwing reports. I didn't realise you were that old, Bruce.
That is everything that I think biking shouldn't be. And I absolutely loved it.
And is that not what motorbikes are for? They make no sense at all, apart from giving you a flipping shit-eating grin.
I've always called him Jock.
Yeah. Well, you're Scottish, so yeah. Yocker.
Sorry, Yocker. You'll run into two problems: enough storage space on discs and micro SD cards, and trying to cut it down to less than 6 hours. Looking forward to this episode. Well, we're 2.5 hours into it already, Yocker. Spencer Lee, is this going to be your first box set, Bruce? Old Jonesy boy knows how to chat. There's a theme here.
Hang on a minute. In the army, I pay my bloody taxes. They can go in a bloody tent. I want a room. It's taken me 54 years to buy a diesel, to move out of petrol into diesel. But I think the transition from diesel to electric will be a lot faster for me. They're making them fun. And then when it first came out, everyone just went, it's a milk float. And I've driven enough miles in a milk float to realise they're shit. So my passion is motorbikes, but I could hustle a car quite well.
I'm a bit like that with food. I'm really good at eating, but I'm not that great at cooking.